Let's now do a couple examples of linear equations. Our first example will involve converting a graph line and finding its equation. The second will involve plotting or sketching the graph given the equation of a line. For our first example, there is this line and we are given points A and B. So point A is located at 6 and 9, point B 2 and 1, and we want to find what the equation of this line is. Remember the general equation as y equals mx plus c. As long as we're given 2 points, any 2 points, we can then find the equation. Starting with the gradient, which is m, find as rise over run. So m equals rise over run. Our rise, the distance between the 2 points in the vertical, would be this. So that's our y distance, or how far along in the y direction we're going. And then along this x direction, that will be our run. More specifically, how do we get the y and these x distances? Well, we are given the coordinates of A and B, and the distance between these 2 points will give us our rise and our run. So in general terms, our y distance is just the distance between the 2 points in the y direction, which will be, so we have ya, yb over x and xb. And the subscripts denote the coordinates of point. So ya is the y coordinate on the A point, and say that xb is the x coordinate of our point B. Now we can simply substitute these in. So our ya will be 9. Our yb will be 1. That's divided by xa, which is 6, xb, which is 2. And that gives us 9 minus 1, which is 8, divided by 6 minus 2, which is 4. Therefore, our gradient will be 2. Now that we've found our gradient as 2, we have our points A and B, and our equation was y equals mx plus c. Now we want to find what c is. We can do that because we now know our m gradient, and we have y and x. These are simply our coordinates. So now we can solve for c. Rearrange this so that c will equal y minus mx. Then we can simply substitute the numbers. And for our y and x, we can choose any point on the line. We can choose either 6 and 9 or 2 and 1. I'll choose B. So our y coordinate for B is 1. Our gradient was 2 times our x, and that's 2. And that will give us 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. And now that we have c and we have m, simply write equation as y equals m, which is 2, x, and then plus c, which is -3. So plus -3. This here will be our equation. And note that this sketch here, our y-intercept, originally drew it was in the positive, but we found out that c was actually -3. As a correction, we can redraw it as something like this, as -3 will be below the y-axis. That's our example 1 done. For our second example, drawing the graph of a line given an equation, let's say we have 3x minus y plus 1 equals 0. And now this is in a different form from the usual y equals mx plus c, and what this is called is the standard form. And this is just another way of writing the same thing. Ax plus by plus c equal 0, and a and b are coefficients of x and y, and our c is the y-intercept as usual. To get to the graph, we first need to rearrange this into form y equals mx plus c. We do that by moving this y over to the right hand side, and we'll be done. So it's a simple example. Y equals 3x plus 1. From this, we already know what our gradient is, which is our e. So m equals 3, and our y-intercept is just 1. Now, how do we go about drawing a graph? Well, remember that we need 2 points. 2 points to draw the line. We can simply decide the coordinates ourselves. We can decide value of x we want to put in, and then corresponding y value point will be simply the output of this equation. So let's choose x, our point A. Let's choose, let's say x equals 3. And what is our y? Well, we simply just substitute this in. We have y equals 3 times 3 plus 1, which is 10. So our point A will be 3, 10. Similarly, let's say for point B, we choose x equals 1, which means our y will be 3 times 1 plus 1, which will equal 4. And so our point B is 1, 4. With point A and B, we can now plot the graph. So we know our equation is y equals 3x plus 1 with points A and B, and we know that our y-intercept will be 1. So our y-intercept is here, the gradient is positive, and so it will be going from the bottom left to the top right. Now we know that's 3, and so it's quite steep, and so our sketch will be something like this. And our points will be somewhere along the lines like this. And it doesn't have to be exact because this is just a sketch, whereas if we actually wanted to plot coordinates and lines properly, then we would care about the scale and how it's drawn. If you found this lesson helpful, then please subscribe for more upcoming lessons. And if you want to watch another video, then you can click here. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.